Nothing beats the long-lasting freshness and quality taste of Clover fresh milk, made with love by Clover. Well, I'll tell you something, Graham, you certainly are in for a treat this morning. A bit of soup over there, a bit of cauliflower over there, low carb everywhere, and that's what we're talking about, because there is something oh so comforting about a bowl of soup with all its nourishing goodness. Yes, that's true, it's a fact. And our deliciously creamy cauliflower and mushroom soup is low carb. Tick, it's low carb gastronomy food at best. Now, bursting with earthy flavors, you're gonna love it. Herman Lensing is showing us how this makes for a satisfying midweek meal. Herman.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you doing?
Good, I've done many things for breakfast. I've never made soup, so this is the first.
Never heard of soup for breakfast, but you know, you're all about upgrading our culinary experiences, right?
Yeah, we can be a trendsetter, you know.
I love it. So, okay, so we're making soup. Take us through it.
So it's a beautiful cauliflower and mushroom soup. The amazing thing about using cauliflower in soups is because it makes it so much creamier without adding extra like flour or any carbs. So it's really delicious and healthy. So we start off, of course, with our good old friend olive oil. She makes everything better.
Oh yeah, no,
when you make
the perfect start.
Yes, but when you make a soup, it's very important. People often think that you can use sort of the uitskopgroente. You know, those things, the ingredients are not so really good.
Yeah.
But it's very important to use very good ingredients because there's so few ingredients in the soup. So from the start, good quality olive oil, a bit of garlic, always freshly chopped.
Great.
And then some onion, our good old friend. I prefer sometimes to also combine sort of normal brown onions with a bit of like spring onions or chives to get like a best of both worlds.
So get like a nice mixture of them going there.
Yes.
Well, if you want to get going with this recipe, please, you're invited. Join in on all of this fun here that we're having in the kitchen. Go onto our website. It's www.expressoshow.com. We've got this recipe on there. All of these ingredients, and I promise you, by the end of this recipe, you will see for yourself that they're quick, they're easy, and they're very straightforward ingredients. They're all listed on the website, so go check that out.
Okay, so we add our mushrooms. Like this is a mixture, there's different mushrooms, there's exotic mushrooms, but you can use any mushroom you can find.
Yeah. Now tell me, what's the story now with mushrooms? Because what I've heard in the past is that they obviously contain a lot of water, or they retain lots of water. When you mix them up with your olive oil, what should you be paying attention to there?
Well, the nice thing about mushrooms is like those friends who just sit at the party. They just absorb everything. Yeah, they don't do contribution, but it's nice. So,
they will absorb
all that flavor from the olive oil, the garlic, all those beautiful things, and that's what you want. All those big, strong flavors.
Doing it does.
Yes, it makes me very excited. I love food. It's the one thing I can do.
We can hang. We can totally hang. I love food too. Everybody knows it.
But as my cauliflower, you'll see we roasted it beforehand in the oven because we want to save time.
Okay.
Obviously, also roasting cauliflower adds a lot more flavor and taste.
Fantastic.
And then some thyme. Thyme, mushrooms, cauliflower, very good friends. They like to have a party.
And could I use any other types of herbs for this one if I'm not using thyme? Or is thyme like the sort of recommended?
It's a safety, but you can use any sort of stalky or hard herbs. Think of rosemary, a bit of sage can go well.
Okay.
You know, all those things that you want to add that earthy flavors to the soup.
Oh, it is about getting those earthy flavors coming through.
Our milk.
The milk. The milk.
The star of this recipe.
Our Clover, a full cream fresh milk that we're making use of this morning. I love it because, first of all, it's pasteurized at the highest qualities. When they put this together, it's just the most fantastic thing. But of course, a source of great nutrition. You've got 9 essential nutrients and vitamins, including proteins. You've got vitamin A, D, as well as B12. It's absolutely great.
Sound like a doctor, very healthy.
I sound like a doctor because I've spent so much time in this kitchen, and I've had the pleasure of making use of Clover fresh milk so many times that I almost have sort of become some sort of expert.
And always full cream milk when you make a soup, because you want to highlight that creaminess of the cauliflower and the mushroom.
The creaminess. But of course, roasting your cauliflower, which you've done, in fact, speaking of that, it does add a beautiful nutty flavor to your soup. If you didn't know, then if you don't wish to roast your cauliflower, then just make sure to allow it to cook through in the milk and stock before blending. I heard this from Herman, what I've just said to you. Those weren't my words, obviously. In fact, I'm going to tell you something else that Herman told me and Nicole. They said using cauliflower actually does help to thicken the soup, and it's a great low-carb option. Instead of using, say, potato or alternative thickness such as flour. They told me that, and I hope you're learning as well.
I'm glad you're listening.
Nice.
Important to season. You want to bring all that flavors that you've done the roasting of the cauliflower all the time. So salt, pepper,
Yeah.
and I've added a little bit of chicken stock just to bring it together. You can obviously use vegetable stock if you're vegetarian, and that's it. Just bring it to a boil.
That's all you do.
And then we blend it. And what you end up
so
with
great, yeah?
is something beautiful like this. You don't always have to blend the soup until it's smooth. You
Yeah.
can also leave it a bit chunky if you like it chunky. It's your choice.
And you'll know when it's ready, because the
Yes.
thing about soup, and I mean, my grandmother, I've seen her do this so many times, is the constant brewing that keeps
Yes.
going on in the mix of making soup. That's how you know. But of course, using fresh or dried herbs, which we've done time in this instance, helps to flavor your meals and really decreases the chance of using lots of salt to create tasty food. And nobody wants lots of salt
No.
to create tasty food. You could also add chicken or fish for protein option if you didn't want to use a plant-based option. Of course, there are many, many things that you can do and many ways to do this.
And the most important thing when you serve soup, it doesn't have to be boring. So
No, it
some
doesn't.
fresh herbs,
It
a lot of
doesn't.
texture.
Make it look like you're at a hotel. Make
Yes,
it look like
you're
you're
own
at a
own
restaurant.
guest.
You are your own guest. Your family is your own guests.
Yes.
You can choose, obviously, whether to blitz blitz it all up into a creamy texture or to keep it chunky. That's the
Yes.
nice thing about a mushroom soup, for example. Is if you want it to be like all smooth and
Your
super
choice.
fine, it's your choice.
There's
But if
no
you want it
rules.
nice and chunky because you enjoy that, you can also do that. But look at what the final product looks
And
like.
some fried mushrooms on top. All beautiful, all healthy. No carbs, beautiful milk, a lot of flavor. That's all you need.
You're a champion.
Beautiful breakfast, perfect lunch, a lovely supper.
You are a total champion, Herman. You can stay as long as you want. So go on and check this recipe out on our website, expressoshow.com, and let us know what you think of it. Maybe take some photos of yourself enjoying it. And do you like it chunky? Do you like it smooth? We'd like to hear from you. Espresso Morning Show, SABC3. But of course, if you missed any of the steps involved in making this, take a look at that.
Made with love by Clover.